2 minutes to 10:30, so gotcha. For 2 more minutes? Sorry to make you freak out. Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes. No, I'm good. Thank you, because I'll drop them. All right, welcome, everybody. Please come on in and find a seat. I am glad to be here today. No. Wow. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started. If you can hear the sound of my voice, clap one time. If you can hear the sound of my voice, clap twice. If you can hear the sound of my voice, clap 3 very soft claps. Well, welcome, everybody. Welcome to Unity. For those of you, if you are here for the first time, I apologize. We are without Penny for 2 weeks. She is so amazing. We needed to send her for a 2-week time out to get some rest and relaxation. So I am glad you're here. And we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Sandra MaFarland. This is really intimidating up here. So if I mess up, it's a win-win. If I mess up and this is terrible, you all will miss Penny that much more. And Steve, our guest speaker, is going to sound amazing today. So, all right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So what we're going to do is, if you'd like to take just a couple minutes, greet your neighbor, say hi, give a hug. If you're an introvert, stay there and hide for a couple minutes. Please greet your community. All right, if you'll make your way back to your seats while I am saying hello to our YouTube fans. Hello, everybody. Once again, if you are expecting Penny, she is out of the country and you are stuck with me. So welcome. We are glad that you're here. All right, everybody, please make your way to your seats. All right, we've got just a couple more. Well, once again, my name is Sandra MaFarland. I am fairly new to Flagstaff. I am fairly new to Unity as well. I started last year, and so when Penny asked me to fill in while she was on vacation, these are some very big shoes to fill. And so I thought I'd start, if anybody is new, giving you a warning. I apologize for any mistakes that I make. If anything comes popping out of me, off of me, dripping down me, if I fall, anything, let's get it out of the way. I'll apologize up front so then I'm good to go. If I'm ready for it, we're good. So I am your guest MC today. I'm also the platform assistant and a drummer from musical accompaniment. So it is an honor to welcome you all here and to go ahead and get started. So we are going to start with our first song, which is There Is a Mountain by Donovan. And so I'd like to welcome Steve Huffman, Suzanne Frost, and myself up to the front.
Check. There we go. The lock upon the garden gates, a snail, that's what it is. The lock upon my garden gates, a snail, that's what it is. First there is a garden, then there is a mountain, then there is. First there is a mountain, then there is no mountain, then there is. Caterpillar sheds his skin to find the butterfly within. Caterpillar sheds his skin to find the butterfly within. First there is a mountain, then there is no mountain, then there is. First there is a mountain, then there is no mountain. Oh, Juanita, oh, Juanita. Oh, Juanita, I call your name. Oh, the sun will be a blinding sight to see as it lies on yonder hillside. The lock upon thy garden gates, a snail, that's what it is. The lock upon my garden gates, a snail, that's what it is. Caterpillar sheds his skin to find the butterfly within. Caterpillar sheds his skin to find the butterfly within. First there is a mountain, then there is no mountain, then there is. First there is a mountain, then there is no mountain, then there is. First there is a mountain, then there is no mountain, then there is. First there is a mountain, then there is no mountain, then there is.
Turn the microphone on. If you're visiting for us the first time, please make sure you get some information from us so that we can keep in touch. If you are new today, once again, I apologize. It's going to be an interesting day. All right. Well, we here at Unity, we are founded on affirmative prayer, and we are here to support you in affirmative prayer. There are several different ways that you can do that here with Unity. First, we have a prayer partners, not prayer warriors, prayer partners in the room. If you are a prayer partner, please raise up your hand. If you need someone to pray with you, they'd be happy to pray with you today. We also, over on this side of the room, have our prayer box. If you'd like to write that down, that does stay in Unity Confidence for 30 days and get prayed over. And of course, you can always contact the center, preferably when Penny comes back, and if you need some prayer that way also. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to welcome to the front Marcia for our opening prayer.
It's so nice to be back in the land of the living. I just spent a week with COVID, so this prayer is going to sound very, very personal. It actually has something to do with a conversation that I had with our friend Katie Pierce, who is also traveling the COVID path this last week. So I'm going to ask you to relax into your seat. Some people suggest putting both feet on the floor for contact. And let's take a couple of deep breaths to get ready. Sometimes I may feel overwhelmed by events in the world or in my life. And I may not want to hear that I'm beyond this only human experience, dang it. In such times, I open to another form of prayer. Perhaps calling for images from the Bible. I see God or Spirit in human form. I see hands resting on my head, comforting. I sit with this comfort in silence. And I release control to something larger than myself. And so it is, and so we let it be.
Absolutely. Let's give a round of applause to Marcia. Thank you. All right. As it is recommended practice in life, we are going to start with prayer requests, gratitudes, and celebrations. We collectively affirm with you that with you and those of you that pray and celebrate with you, that the presence of God is in all things and it is one power. We affirm with you that God, the universe, spirit, source, higher power, whatever you call it, they know the details. Does anybody today have a gratitude, a prayer request, or a celebration for this week? Oh, come on, guys, don't do that to me.
Mine is a gratitude. I was able to go on a hike with one of my dogs out on the trail this morning, which I haven't done in about 2 months since I hurt my ankle. So got to be out in the forest with the wildflowers, and she was able to run around, and it was great fun.
Wonderful. Thank you. And you're healing. Fantastic. Yes. Who else? Oh, right up here.
Good morning. I'm grateful to my sister Lorraine, who's agreed to go pick up our mom in California and bring her to Arizona for an extended visit. It's a big blessing as our mom is 87 this year. And I'm also just wanted to say a prayer for people and actually our world that for healing individually and collectively.
It's a good one.
I heard this morning that a dear old friend of mine's husband passed away yesterday. We've been friends for 45 years. And prayers that his passing is easy and simple. He's connected to his higher self. And that she finds a path that carries her through. Thank you.
Who else? Making me sweat it out over here.
Jane. I'm new here. I have something to share. It's really personal, you guys, but it's a really good celebration. I had to leave my old life and my old identity behind, escaping domestic violence and relocating to Flagstaff. But I got my new driver's license and my new social security card and everything. My name that no one can find me here and that's looking for me. And I have so much to celebrate starting over in Flagstaff here. And thank you all for being here on this day. All that happened on Friday, so I'm still celebrating.
And we are grateful to have you here with us so we can celebrate with you too. Anyone else? Oh, there we go, Daniel.
I'm grateful for this community, everybody that's here and not here today. I know that we're changing the universe and we're changing this planet with our love and connection. It's a beautiful thing. You guys welcomed me here over 2 years ago, and I found my home, and I love you all.
All right.
I am grateful to be back from a 2-week vacation. We went to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and stayed overnight in a remote Isle Royale, a remote area up there with no cell service and no internet service. It was delightful to unplug for 24 hours. My dad freaked out and called the police and in two states and called the MP, National Park Service. I mean, he panicked. So I'm grateful I'm not missing, abducted, any of those things. Just here, like I always was going to be. So I'm grateful for that.
Thank you, Trina. So, I wasn't planning on telling the story, but the first time I came to Unity, I was approaching the holidays. It was the first time that I'd lost my father. I was really just in a dark place, and I knew I needed something different to get me out. And I've had a long, complicated relationships with some of the big box belief systems. And so when I came into Unity, I immediately knew there was something different in these rooms with these people. And it is absolute love and family and community. And the second day that I came back, the following week, Penny once again was not here. And so it was my first experience without Penny. And as we were going through gratitudes and prayers, there were members that were grateful that bra shopping actually went very quickly. And somebody was nearly got arrested on the side of the road. And as I'm sitting in my spiritual center listening to possible police action and bra shopping, I went, I am absolutely in my place. Absolutely in my place. So I am grateful to be here. I am grateful to be a member here, and I am grateful to be helping out our amazing Penny while she gets some rest. Yes, Michael.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I heard what Jane said. And let me tell you, in my life, I worked in a multitude of different jobs, different kinds of things. And after I saw what went on in Mother Nature, I started working in jobs that helped other people. And the last job I had before I became retired, was a place that helped women that were the victims of domestic violence. I worked there for 15 years. I thought that was the best job I've had my entire life. And for whatever it means, I've got a daughter, I think she's 37. She's got a job at Berkeley, helping people that are going through domestic violence. And I am wishing everybody the best. There's an incredible amount of it that goes on in the world, and we all need to face it and stand up and do something about it.
Thank you so much, Michael. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our unity principle. We're doing number 1 today. If you'll please say it with me. There is one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, Spirit, Divine Nature, the good. And the short version, Divine is. That's all. Oh, that's all. All right. Inspired moment with this woman again. All right. There was a bit of serendipity that happened this week, and I didn't really realize it until I was figuring out what I was going to talk about this week. And the song that I was invited to sing, that is something I have never done in front of people before, but I got an email this week and said, hey, do you want to help out? And I've made a commitment to myself and the universe that when the universe comes knocking, I'm going to answer. And so I had not heard this song before. Then there's a mountain, then there's not a mountain, and the lock is a snail. I thought, what does this guy have bad eyesight or something? Like, what's happening here? And so I decided to look it up, and it actually comes from a Zen Buddhist teaching about the idea of spiritual enlightenment, the idea of understanding things in 3 different phases. Seeing a mountain first as a solid object, a mountain, giant mountain. But when we really break it down and think about a mountain, it is an evolving, changing, growing piece of this earth. It is not a solid constant. It is always, depending on the weather, the rain, of people, it's changing, it's evolving. And so when first there's a mountain, then when you get to a point where you're understanding things in a bigger level or you've become enlightened, you understand how everything is connected within the system. So there is no mountain. And then, of course, when you understand how everything, everybody, everyone is connected to this source, then you start to see the world as it is with a new understanding. And I actually have been doing a lot of research about enlightenment and getting ready to write a book about it. So the fact that I am getting to a point where I'm ready to take the next step and start publicizing this stuff, here is a song that is really about part of my journey as well. And so this place in particular, this is where magic happens. This is where love happens. And everything is moving, changing, constant. So if you find yourself in a ridiculous, tough spot right now, it's going to change. If you are in a really good spot right now, top of the world, that's going to change too. And all that we have right now is the now and who we're surrounded by and the people that we are in the now. Thank you very much. All right, so for meditation, we're going to do a little bit differently than Penny would typically do. We're going to do the loving kindness meditation, which is a call-out meditation. And we're going to start, and it is just 4 lines. I will say it first, you will say it back, and then we're going to try it with some different people in our life. So the first one just simply says, I'm going to look at each of you, may you be happy. Give it back to me. May you be healthy. May you be grateful. May you live with ease. Super easy. You can peek if you need to. Now I'd like you to close your eyes for a second for the meditation. If someone could get the light for me. I would like you right now to visualize inside of your head somebody that love shines so bright it is easy to feel love for. That warm, fuzzy feeling, I want you to think of that person right now, and we're going to be sending the same meditation out to that person that you are thinking of. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be grateful. And may you live with ease. Now we're going to get a little more tricky. I want you to visualize somebody that is a challenge in your life. Maybe that is difficult to love or feel warmth for. Somebody whose behavior has been a challenge to find peace. I want you to visualize them right now, because when people are acting up, there's something hurting inside, so they need it more. So send that person, that person that needs extra love, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be grateful. May you live with ease. Now I want you to take all of the people in your life, in fact, all of the people on this planet, And I want you to send this love out to them for the final time, and then we'll give it to ourselves. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be grateful. May you live with ease. And now we're going to end by giving it to ourselves. For some people like me, that's the hardest one of all, of giving that love back. So, may I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be grateful. May I live with ease. All right, at this time, we're going to welcome our musicians back one more time for Wild Mountain Time. Please give a round of applause for Steve, Suzanne, and Sandra. And we'll all go together to pull Wild Mountain Time all around the bloomin' heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I will build my love a bower by the yon cool and crystal fountain, and round I'll cover it over with the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull Wild Mountain Time all around the bloomin' heather. Will you go, lassie, go? If my true love she were gone, I would surely find another to pull Wild Mountain Time all around the bloomin' heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull Wild Mountain Time all around the bloomin' heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Will you go, lassie, go? You go, lassie, go. And now my favorite part, I get to hand the microphone over. Please welcome, we are honored to have a guest speaker with us today. And he said his speech is only, what, 2.5 hours? Is that what, 90 minutes? All right, we're good. So please welcome to the front, Steve Dohse.
Dohse do. Hi, what's your name? Max. Good to meet you. Yeah. Were you supposed to do a song before I speak? Okay. Just making sure. Just making sure. Sandra, where'd you go? Man, Sandra, you're good at this. Yeah. Excellent. Really good. And good stuff with the music. Yeah, for sure. And good prayer, too. I learned from that prayer. So All right. Well, I am officially announcing my bid candidacy for president of these divided states. Formally announcing today. It's on YouTube. And but the difference is I'm actually running for both parties because I think we need a change in both of them. No, just kidding. Yeah. So we're going to break the rules a little. Why not break the rules? I mean, these guys who are telling the truth and doing everything by the book, they're not getting anywhere. So I say, never mind. Okay. So, all right. That didn't go over as well as I thought it would, so I'm going to renounce my candidacy. Hey, today, last week I talked about attachments and reset, and that, some people say that the most harm really in our lives comes from attachments because things are always changing. And if we get attached to the mountain, it might change, And then I just talked about a reset. And I wanted to just share another reset this morning, just real quickly, that I've used. And if you remember, one of the resets that I spoke about last week was when I'm just all of a sudden, feeling overwhelmed or anxiety or a fear is coming or something's happening, I just stop and go, wait a minute, it's amazing that I'm a human being on this planet right now. It's just like a miracle of sorts that I'm even a human being. I could be anything else, but I'm a human being, so what can I do with that? How can I start over with that? You're really starting over. And that's awesome. And and that just really helps me. I used it 5 more times this week. I just used that. And for some reason, that really, really helps me. There's another thing that really helps me. And a lot of this stuff I'm learning as we go. And every time I speak, I'm speaking on something that I am working on or learning because that's just what's fresh for me. And one of the other things that I do is I was introduced to this idea of what it feels like when you're thinking about something negative in your life or something that's going on that's hurting you or harmful or depressing or something like that, and how that affects your whole being when you're thinking about that, And so just take a moment and think about that. I don't want you to do that right now, but take a moment and think about, wow, where's that hitting on my body and how's that working for me, And so a reset that I learned was that what does it feel like, when something makes you smile, and what's it feel like when the muscles for smiling come your way, and what's just take a moment right now, everybody, just for one moment, just think about what the feeling is when you're getting a smile. Okay, and some of you just started smiling as soon as you started thinking about what. And so I do that and I use that because that happens to me. I start to smile when I think about what it feels like to smile. Are you with me? And the cool thing about that is that you can do that at any moment of any time during any second of your day. Come on, are you with me? You can actually shift from, you know what, instead of thinking about that, I'm just going to think about what it feels like to smile. And for some reason, that just really works for me. Okay? So I thought I'd just share that with you as one little thing you might be able to add to your practice if you haven't already got it, because I'm learning these things and you guys probably know it all. Okay? So what I want to talk really about today is compound interest. And, but it's I think it was Albert Einstein. They're like, what's the greatest invention, greatest creation ever, greatest invention? And he's like, compound interest. And he's like, whoever invented compound interest, whoever uses compound interest, whoever gets to use compound interest, are just really living a good life. You know what I mean? And compound interest is brilliant, And but what I want to talk about it, and again, I received some of this inspiration from an app that I have called Waking Up. Has anybody heard of Waking Up? It's a mindfulness app. It's really good. Anybody ever heard of it in this room? Okay. Well, give me your emails, and I'll send you a link, and then I'll get more for free if you if you join. So anyway, now, but mindfulness app called Waking Up, and I've gotten some inspiration from it. And so in one of the teachings on this app, the guy was talking about a British coach who the British cycling team for years was just not, they just weren't very good, you know, and they hired this new coach, I think 2004 or something like that. And this guy came in and he just had one thing kind of different than all the other coaching before. And he called it the aggregation of marginal, what do you call it? The aggregation of marginal gains. The aggregation of marginal gains. So aggregation is, you know, a lot of little things coming together to make something happen, I believe, you know, all coming on one spot. So what he talked about was if we could improve in cycling, okay, it was the cycling team, if we could improve in cycling 1%, you know, in every area of cycling, what would that do for us, okay? And so he just started saying, what can we do in this area of cycling that would improve? Just a little bit, just 1%. And they're like, okay, well, we could do this. This might help, you know. And they just went through every part of cycling and said, what can we do to improve this part, you know. They had a van, a big box van that carried all the bikes, you know, from one place to the other. And they painted it completely white inside so they could see if there was any dust that might get in the gears of the brakes. Are you with me? Come on. I mean, they just did the littlest things. But and he goes, I think if we do this, you know, I really believe that we have the possibility of really improving, and maybe we'll win in 5 years, you know. Well, he was wrong. They won in 3 years. And then they won again 3 years in a row, you know, and then they've won quite a bit since then, you know, and that was like 2004, I believe, that they hired this guy, you know. And so that idea, I believe, can work in every part of our lives. And so that's what I'm talking about, compound interest for your life, for every part of your life. And what can you do to, you know, add just a little bit of improvements, let's say, in areas of your life? Just where can you start today? Today, I want to motivate you. That's really what my message is. I don't know why I'm just out of breath. I need to improve a little bit in my cardio or something, in my nervousness. Jeez. Okay. So anyway, so I wrote down, you know, some things like, you know, what are your habits in eating, and where can you improve just maybe 1% in your eating? Okay, what they found out was, as they improved in these little things here and there, that it all came together, and the whole being, the whole cycling, everything was improving and exponentially improving. Can I get an amen? Come on. It's like when you added the 1%, it turned into a 10%. Amen, amen. I know, you're laughing at me. Yeah, it's back to my old, you know, wave a napkin at me. I'll get really excited. Yeah. So they found out that it was exponential, you know. So it's like, what can I do to improve my eating just by a little bit? And it becomes maybe even a little bit addictive, that if you know, you feel some improvement just because you're doing something, you know. I mean, what would happen if you ate a salad instead of a burger and fries every day, you know? Well, I mean, it might not show up at first, you know, so I also want to just encourage you to keep at some things, you know, just a little bit. Just keep at that little bit, just a little bit more, you know what I mean? And keep at it on a regular basis, because you might look in the mirror after eating the salad and go, yeah, nothing's changed. I'm going back to my burger, you know. But over time, you might go, wow, man. Come on. Yeah. You guys are good, man. I love this control. Can make you do anything. No. No. So, I mean, you know, you might see an improvement, you know. You might be like, wow, man, I started eating salad, and that guy kept with burgers and fries, and I look way better than him, you know. I said, no, I'm just kidding. But whatever it is, give it a shot. You know, one little thing. What would it be like to improve your sleeping? Is there anything you can do to help your sleeping? You know, they say it's really important that you have a really good night's sleep. Like, it adds years to your life. You know what I mean? They say that. I don't, you know, I used to have no problem falling asleep at 7:30 when I sat in my chair at night. but then I'd wake up again, and then I did have a problem falling back asleep, So I had to make a shift. I had to do a change, And I'm working on it. Because it's still real easy to fall asleep if I put my neck against the chair. But, it's those kind of little things. What could you do in a little bit of, what's your habit in exercise? And you're like, what habit of exercise? Or whatever, But it's like, what can we do? And I'm really encouraged by that, just there's certain exercises that I do, and I definitely have seen, some really good improvement. But there's also areas in my body that I need to do that aren't so fun to do but I really need to do it, and I know I need the improvement in certain parts of my body, right? And so I want to add that 1% there, or whatever it is, I want to start with a little bit of moving in that direction, and I know I can do it. How many believe me? I can do it, yeah? Yeah. And so, I had this one lady, I was coming out of Planet Fitness, and she's driving by in the parking lot, and stops and says hi, and she's just a little bit older than me, She goes, what are you doing? I said, I just go on to work it out, working out. She goes, working out? She goes, you're too old to work out, man. She goes, we're too old to work out. She goes, for me, it's time to rest. That's what she said, But the problem with resting is you can grow in that too, It's like, it's like I used to be able to get up off the couch. What happened? It grows too, and all of a sudden you're feeling it when you're just trying to get up. You know what I mean? But if you keep moving, today I put on a Paul McCartney song. Ba, 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 and just started moving. Oh, no one ever left alive in 1975 will ever do. I don't know. Have you ever heard that song? Yeah, that's a good one. Anyway, maybe you could just start with that. Maybe just just put on a song. Maybe it's been a while since you've done it, but I'm really encouraging you. Keep moving, man. Start moving if you haven't already. Are you guys with me? You guys are probably way ahead of me, but anyway, I just was doing this. Oh my God, that hurts. Or whatever. Feeling it. But the more I feel it, the more I'm like, well, I really need to do it, So that's my encouragement today, Oh my God, this thought came into my mind. I don't know. What happens if you improved your sex life 1%? Based on my teaching, in no time at all, you'd have the greatest sex life ever. I'm sorry. It just came into my mind. Yeah, 1%. I can tell you from experience, if you improve 1%, it's way better than 0. Sorry about that. I'm just kidding. It's compounding. I know. People are turning to themselves saying, is he talking about my sex life right now? Sorry. Okay. So, it's every part of life. Amen? It's every part of life. And what areas do we need that improvement? And simply, my message today is just simply, hopefully, to encourage you in those areas. Biden just dropped out. Okay. Biden just dropped out. He thinks it's a good thing. So, yeah. No. Gary, right in the beginning of this message, Gary's like, I'm not listening to this guy. What else is going on? All right. Well, hey, Sandra, what is that prayer? May you be happy, Joe. Amen. And everybody in the Democratic Party. I mean, it's like we may not have a lot of power in this room. I mean, we do, but we may not have a lot of power to change things overnight with what's going on in our political system. But I ended my message last week with saying one thing we do have is we have love that we can give. We've got joy that we can give. It's in there. We've got peace that we can spread. We've got ability to encourage others. And that's the biggest thing we need, man, I'll tell you. And so we can do it right here, right now with each one of us. And that's another 1%er that we can begin to work on, you know, because it's in all of us, right? And I did plan on ending the message again today with the same exact thing. There's 4 things, Stephanie will tell you, there's four things that I bring up over and over and over again, and it's love, joy, peace. And I used to say the word power, but that turns some people off. And ability. I believe we all have in us love, joy, peace. I think it's what we're made of. And so it's what we want. It's what we all want. So therefore, I believe that's who we all are. Come on. Love, joy, peace. And there's this ability to spread that and to encourage it in others as well. And so I will end the message today with that, because am I doing good? Oh, yeah? Time-wise? Okay. All right, let me tell you my second message. Just take a moment. Let's just bow our hearts and our minds. And I want to recognize the things that were asked for in prayer today. And just stand with each person that was just asking for help. And I just want to pray for the situation, you know, just speak it forth, and for the political environment and atmosphere over our country and globally, really, and just speak that love and joy and peace into the hearts and minds of the people on this planet, and even in those who are in service or power. We just speak that would begin to infiltrate and take over. Common sense and love, common sense toward peace would begin to unfold on our planet. And how many can just speak it forth with me? Just push it forward. And we do it together collectively. And we hope. And now I just want you to take a minute and just ask yourself, what area can I just improve on? Or do I know that I want to just, I want to start tomorrow, you know? And I know maybe we've started before and you know, not continued, not been consistent. That's a lot in my life. And that's why I'm talking about just this little bit, because sometimes we just try to start with too much. And so just a little bit, what can I bring improvement on? And I'm going to go for it. Yeah, maybe there's a couple things. And so I encourage you in those things. All right, you can open your eyes. This is a book that helped me. I'll close with this too. It's The Miracle Morning. And this guy's like, I need to work out. I need to meditate. I need to journal. I need to read. I need to this. I need to that. And I need to do it a lot, you know? And he's like, but I can't because I'm too busy doing this and that and the other thing. Come on. And so he goes, but maybe I can. And so what he did was he decided to do the first hour of the day, because he knew if he didn't do it in the first hour of the day, he wouldn't do it. That's just him, okay? Maybe you guys can do stuff in the afternoon. I don't know. But he decided that he was going to sit for 10 minutes in silence and just listen best he can, just clear his mind and listen the best he can, or, you know, however he worked his mindfulness. He was going to read for 10 minutes in the morning. He was going to operate in affirmation. He was going to speak things forward toward himself and toward what he wanted in life for 10 minutes. Cool, huh? He was going to visualize for 10 minutes what he desired and what he wanted in his life. He was going to exercise for 10 minutes, just 10 minutes. Okay? And so he began to do that. So that was 6 things for 10 minutes, and I think that adds up to like an hour or something like that. So he did it, and he kept doing it, and he was like, oh my God, this is awesome. I mean, how many hear that? Just 10 minutes of each thing, and he was like, yes, this is fantastic. My life is better than it's ever been. Just because. And so then it got addictive, and he's like, what happens if I get up in 2 hours? With 2 hours, And so he did, you know what I mean? And then he writes a chapter in the book of how to, absolutely master and overcome the snooze button. Be victorious over the snooze button. So he writes some cool stuff in there, and I started doing it. I'm not consistent, but I'm still encouraging myself today as I speak to you to be consistent, and I'm doing those things. And it's good. Amen? All right, I'm done. Yeah. Sorry about the sex talk.
All right. So before we get ready for our offering of abundance, I do want to welcome up to the front Betsy Williams, who is our board president, for a brief announcement. Betsy.
Well, our community is growing by leaps and bounds, and we have a lot to celebrate. Our board has committed to being transparent on what our community's board and situation is. A lot of our celebrations have been a lot of hard work for people, and we have grown by leaps and bounds this year alone, and for our online and YouTube by 3% just since January. So we're doing great there. A lot of our fundraisers have been great. We've had great turnouts. Our pie auctions are always really popular. And thanks, Mike drives up the prices on our goodies. We did that when we had the church in the park, and that turned out really great. We have also, as a board, looked at how we can improve and make things more streamlined for our congregation, our community giving, and we've made some changes on that, and we still have some changes that are coming about for this year. We're looking at changing banks. We're looking at putting our nest egg in different places to make more interest on it. So we're moving forward with those. We've streamlined by creating the shopping list and the wish list and sponsors for Sunday music. And we can always improve on that, and we still have more slots for people to help out with supporting our music for Sundays. Our shopping list has brought in about $1,200 worth of items that we normally would have had come out of our budget. So that's something great to celebrate. One of our fundraisers was sombreros, and we will be doing that again on August 7th. It's all day, and if you have breakfast, lunch, or dinner there and tell them you're with Unity, then we get a percentage, and we made over $300 on that, when we did it last time. So come on out and have Mexican food for August 7th. We also, when we were doing that, not only did we make money for a church, but we did great outreach in our community. We made some connections there, not only with Sombrero, but with other people that were there. And we're just expanding our visibility. Our Memorial Day cookout was great fun. And I think we'll probably do that again. Our attendance since January is up 22.85%. So when you see this room full of like 60 people, that shows that we need to knock that wall down so we can have more room. I know, there's nothing over there. Well, our items that we're collecting for the Savers drive that we're doing are soft clothes, bedding, towels, things like that. And that will be up until the end of the month. Our Prosperity Advisory Team did receive a grant from Alhambra for $890, and that's going for our AV and other contributions we've had towards that will be not only AV but audio expansion for our outreach. And for the first quarter, we tithed $5,585. So that's a great thing to celebrate too from this community. And since we're done with our halfway through the year, our budget is just a smidge past what we had looked at as our deficit. So we are 51% of what we had budgeted, and we're at 6 months, so we're doing good there. Our first quarter, it looked like we were at a deficit of $9,000, but when everything was said and done and the audits were done, we came in at $3,800 at the surplus. So that was great. Much to a relief of the board. So we are doing great on that. Ongoing support is what our community is doing, and our outreach is going far and wide. It may not seem like we are doing a whole lot, but our 1% collectively is doing a lot. So thank you, everyone.
All right, what fantastic announcements. It is time for us to prepare for our celebration of abundance. Please say it with me. Abundance is not something we acquire, it is something we tune into. All right, and we'll have the baskets come around. And while they are coming around, it looks like our other musicians snuck out. Those of you in YouTube land, you can help us out and donate online. And a couple announcements. We are doing our Savers clothing drive, our soft clothing drive. Drop your drawers, take your top off for a good cause. Bring them and put them in the box over there, and we get 20 cents a pound. We will be doing this until August 31st, and we will take a very large load over and get paid. As we said, we do have some burros coming up on August the 7th all day. Reverend Penny will be there, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 30% of that comes back to ours. Party on Committee. This is a committee that we have started. We're in a couple months in. And what we are looking at, we meet usually once a month. This is if you are interested in being a member of this community and making it fun for the group, getting outreach out to the community and bringing money in, this is the group for you. It's done locally, and we are looking for more people that are interested. Please see either Sue, Shar, or myself, or Penny if you have any questions or you'd like to be a member of this group. All right, so let's go ahead and bring those baskets up. We will bless these outgoing baskets. We don't have any kids here today. All right, please help me bless these. Together, we are abundance. We co-create and express this through our giving. We are blessed. Thank you. All right, please go on out there. And we don't have our musician here, so we will just pass that around. All right. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and bless these and thank all together. Here we go. Thank you for these gifts. We are grateful. Unity of Flagstaff expresses its abundance through your generosity. We are abundant, and so it is. All right. Thank you, everybody, for whoever made this possible. All of our musicians, our guest speakers, thank you so much for being patient with me. And if you will stand with me while we do our protection prayer. All right. Together we affirm. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you so much, everybody. Have an amazing week, and thank you. Everybody turn around and say, hi, Penny. We miss you.